All right, what's up, guys? Another workout tip for you. We're gonna go over toes to bar today, so if you're working on them, pay attention. All right, so we have our beautiful demo, Caleb. Anywho, we're gonna go over toes to bar. We're gonna start from the basics, hand position, how to use your shoulders, when everybody thinks it's an ab movement, all that good stuff. All right, we're gonna dive into all that. So, first and foremost, grip placement on the pull-up bar. So if you're standing directly underneath the pull-up bar, put your hands straight up over your noggin, okay? All right, if you look at Caleb, if he put a barbell in his hands, this is roughly where a barbell would be too, as he went overhead. He doesn't need to be super wide. Don't do this. And definitely don't be super narrow. That's especially narrow, okay? We wanna have, when you reach up, a couple things. You wanna be in the strongest position possible when you reach up over your head, so you can use those shoulders, those lats and everything, but you also want to have enough room where you can at least kick the bar and not your fingertips too, okay? That's a little bit of rule of thumb. Now, when he starts, what we want to work on first is using that shoulder and chest and working on this forward back motion, okay? All right, so I mean, if you're a tactile learner, some of us coaches or you can have friends go like this, all right? So I'm going to tell Caleb, try and hit both of my arms, okay? Yes, you can move your hands a little bit lower if you need to, depending on who the person you're working with. That's male, female, gender, just to make sure you don't make it weird. But when you're doing that, what that's teaching Caleb is how to activate. Let's try and do it a couple more drills where you touch my arms, Caleb. What that's teaching Caleb is instead of generating with his legs and hips, keep going. Instead of going with his legs and hips, to go with the shoulders first. That is how the toes to bar is generated in rest. All right? So that's how we generate the toes to bar. Why, you might ask, does it come from our shoulders and hips, or excuse me, our shoulder or chest and shoulders, is because in order to get our toes up to the bar, our shoulders actually have to be behind the bar. Okay, so we'll get to that in a quick second. We'll try and make this a quickish video. So once we got that down, we've practiced that a couple of times, working on using those shoulders and our hips. Let's try and add that to just the knees above hips or a tuck, okay? So jump up, Caleb. Start with your shoulders, chest and shoulders going back and forth again. All right, keep those going. And now on the back, when your shoulders are back, I want you to bring your knees up to your belly button. Perfect, there we go. All right, so shoulders and chest behind the bar, knees up to his belly button. Awesome, relax, okay? So if we start working our way down to adding the legs in, cool, so bringing our knees up, that's level one. Well, level 1.5, if you will. Level one was the shoulders, adding those knees up. Now from here, we go two different ways. Personally, I'm gonna start with toes up first. All right, our new leg raises first, and then we'll try knees to elbows, okay? So same thing, get those shoulders and hips moving first, Caleb. I'll give you a little starter here. Cool, and now get those knees up after you get those shoulders going, and now let's go straight legs. Okay, shoulders behind the bar, a little bit more aggressive on the upper half now because you got more movement below the waist and relax. So as you notice, Caleb's little kip gets bigger on the upper half, right? Because he's got more movement going below the waist, all right? The more move below the waist, have to be a little more aggressive on the upper half, all right? Now here's where we start getting difficult. There's two ways you can go about doing this. I like doing a knees to elbows route because that, if you can get your knees to elbows, all you gotta do is kick the bar, okay? All right? But you can also do it more of a straight leg toes to bar, which is a little bit harder. There's more range of motion going on, okay? So we'll start knees to elbows first, okay? So Caleb, let's get those shoulders, chest and shoulders going first. I'll let you do it on your own this time. Chest and shoulders, knees tuck for 2, and then straight legs for 2, and then try to knees to elbows. If you need to restart, that's cool. Knees to elbows, cool, awesome. And relax. If you notice, his kip stayed about the same width from here front to back as he was doing a toes to shoulder. He just tucked those knees as high as he could, all right? That's the biggest thing. You can kind of even take that straight legs out and go from that tuck straight to knees to elbows if you need to, all right? As you notice, Caleb had to kind of pause and reset, all right?
I was thinking too much.
Yeah, cool. His brain was working. So from here, let's get into it. Let's skip the tuck, go straight from knees to elbow. Let's try a toes to bar, all right? So if you notice Caleb, when he gets going, Caleb's one of those, if you're a little bit bigger athlete, we tend to do this because we bring our knees up and then we kind of kick instead of keeping straight legs. A little bit bigger, a little bit more to move around, but doesn't say he can't do straight leg ones too, which I have to demonstrate too. All right, but let's go knees to elbows into a toes to bar. So like 1 or 2 and then start going into toes to bar. If you notice, almost looked like he was gonna go for a knee to elbow, but instead, he brings his toes up to the bar. One more and relax. Cool, all right? Literally, I honestly thought too, he was gonna go for that knee to elbow, but instead, it looked exactly the same until that point where he just brought those toes up and kicked the bar, all right? So that's one way I like doing it the most, all right? Going from the knee to elbow to toes to bar. But let's go rewind real quick, and let's go the straight leg raises to a straight leg toes to bar, all right? So you can do straight leg raises where you just get a little bit higher, a little bit higher, and a little bit higher to kick the bar. So let's go leg raises first, just a couple, and then go to the toes to bar, all right? Cool, and relax. Nothing wrong with that either. It just means you have to do that straight leg raise. It's a little bit more gymnastics oriented, a little less CrossFit-y, if you will. You have to engage that core a lot harder to keep those legs straight. That hip flexor is involved as well a lot more because those legs are straight. Both are right, neither is wrong. It's kind of one of those, you kind of picks what works best for you, all right? Cool, deal. Go get after it, practice, practice, practice. Step 1 to step whatever that was.